It is the one-night only performance of the Symphony of Ghazal with Deepak Pandit, all the way from India. He is a maestro when it comes to playing his violin, and standing with me is Mr. Nazad, who is from Inner Circle and brought this amazing maestro to our stage here in Cape Town. How are you doing, sir?
I'm good, Shiraz. Good to be chatting to you.
Yeah, always good to catch up with you. Now tell me, you're from Inner Circle. You guys put this amazing performance together. What has planning been like for your team?
Well, it always has its challenges, but we have a great joy of doing this, And it was a long walk, 2 years to make it all happen. And here we are tonight, and we're premiering this right here in Cape Town. So I'm quite delighted to be here.
And why Cape Town to premiere the show?
Well, we needed to work with an orchestra, and my first port of call was Cape Town Philharmonic, our very own Cape Town Philharmonic. And they've started thinking about really more than thinking, but they're really a orchestra for all seasons. And on chatting with them, I thought that they have what it would take to put this all together. They're out-of-the-box thinkers, and that's what you need for a project like this. It's not your normal Beethoven or Mozart's symphony. It's completely different. It's fresh. Indian classical music is very different to Western classical music. Indian classical is largely improvised in that, and they needed to understand those parameters. But they were up for the challenge, and we have a fantastic conductor in Brandon Phillips, conducting this evening, and he's one of our proudly Cape Townian conductors. He's come through the youth orchestra, but he's a good thoroughbred, and I think he's going to do well.
I think it's going to be absolutely amazing. Why is it important for Cape Townians to come out to a centre like the Artscape?
I think for us as Artscape, there must be a centre and a place in South Africa where people can celebrate who they are and they can just be. Whatever cultural background you have and whatever language you speak, whatever background you have or come from, or what other ancestors you have, this is a place where people can feel that I want to be here.
Yes.
I feel safe. I feel comfortable, and I'm going to meet new people.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Marlene, the CEO of the Artscape, chatting us here on 48 Hours TV. I am now joined by the CEO of ZTV, Harish. Harish, how are you doing this evening?
Wonderful. It's been a lovely evening. Lovely. It's always wonderful to be in Cape Town.
And for an event of this nature, how important is it for you to come out and connect with the people of Cape Town?
So it's eventually, Ghazal. It's Indian music, Bollywood, and the other name of Bollywood in the continent is Z. So we feel that anything that's connected with the Indian content, Indian music, it's our responsibility to make it big, to ensure that it's successful. And it's phenomenal actually for hosting this kind of show in Cape Town, this far from India, from where it originated.
And tell me, are you a fan of Indian classical music?
It's actually I would say my weakness. If you ask my wife, what's what I'm passionate about is she'll say, look, music and that to Ghazal and the classic.
And what are you looking forward to the most this evening? I mean, it is the Cape Philharmonic Orchestra with Deepak. What are you looking forward to the most?
Every moment that I'm going to actually be here, I am going to relish it, enjoy it, and I have to relive it, till the time the next Ghazal and the next classic music happens in the city.
I'm now joined by no stranger to the limelight. Prim Reddy, ma'am, how are you doing this evening?
Wonderful, thank you.
You are looking absolutely stunning, I must just say. What did you think of the first half of the Ghazal?
It was amazing. I think sometimes when you think of an Indian artist and like the Cape Philharmonic Orchestra, you can't quite see that fusion, and it was mesmerizing. He's amazing, and stunning evening.
And your thoughts on bringing such types of music to South African shores? What are your thoughts on that?
I think South African community as a whole are very open to new things. And I think tonight was just an example of how there can be a perfect fusion and everyone can appreciate it. And I suppose that's what SA is about.
I am now joined by Her Excellency, the High Commissioner of India to South Africa, Gershni Harnasham. Good evening, ma'am. How are you?
Good evening, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. What did you think of the Symphony of Ghazal, the first half?
Oh, it was a beautiful program. The program started with the short classical piece by Deepak Pandit on violin and Hira Pandit on tabla. That showed the skill of both the artists. And thereafter, they took us into the world of nostalgia because Jagjit Singh, I think, is all-time favorite artist of ghazals. And they played some of the really well-known and immortal numbers. The Cape Town Philharmonic Orchestra did a great job in blending with the classical style of the violin and tabla and flute. It reminded me the simplicity in the music of Jagjit Singh. It was absolutely masterful. Yeah.
And tell me, how important is it for South Africans to engage with such music from India?
I think it's very important. Music links people because music knows no boundaries and it has no language. So it's not necessary for you to be, a master in classical music to be able to appreciate good music.
It just moves you.
It just moves you, and whether or not you know music, if somebody plays a bad note, everybody knows that it's a bad note. So it's very good because it brings our peoples together. It lets the South African people see the beauty of Indian classical music, the skill that goes into it, the artistry and the genius behind it. And I think it's a really wonderful way of bringing our two peoples together.
Ma'am, I thank you so much for chatting to me. That is the High Commissioner of India to South Africa. This is 48 Hours TV.